This morning, my guest has been around for quite a while, and so today we're going to be evaluating the strategy for community policing in road safety. What does that strategy sound like, and how can we all tap into this to make it much more effective as the case may be? All right, but let's just take you. I did say that if you're navigating through the Ojodu-Beja corridor, it is looking good in and out, no breakdowns cited, and the return trip from Oduenro to Kosoko is looking good as well. But pockets of traffic can be cited at Kosoko to River Valley due to commercial bus activities within that particular corridor. Isheri is good as well, and no worries within that end. All right, we do talk about the multiple accident at Tipa Garage in Wazaja. All right, that's being worked on. Let's see what the latest is with that. But I do understand that last month officers on ground doing the needful. Okay, so broken down loaded trailer with stud problem at Bode Thomas Junction inwards Ikponri. This is on the service lane. It can be towed, but it has to be fixed on the spot. But I do understand that one lane is available for passage for those that are navigating through that corridor as well. All right, we'll try and see what the latest is. So control room, help us keep an eye on that particular incident. All right, so the Igondo-Ikotu corridor, we'll be keeping our eyes on that. And that's as a result of vandalization of pipelines, NNPC pipelines, somewhere around Omoboriowo. And we hear that the spill has even reached areas like Ikotu Garage. But the good news, it has been successfully stopped. That flow of the fuel from Omoboriwo has been stopped. And as Damilare Fagunwa reported not too long ago, maintenance work is ongoing there to ensure that we do not have more spills within that corridor, within the length of the pipeline that transverses that corridor. Also, they're trying to see how they can flush the already gushed out oil so that we do not have any secondary explosions within those corridors where it has reached. So residents within those areas are advised to be very calm at the moment and ensure that they do not, put on things that could ignite fire. So we're talking about areas like Ikotun and the environs. Let's ensure we do that within that end. All right, then. Let's see if we can take this one quickly before we bring in my guest. Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Damilare. All right. What's the latest?
What we have now is they are done with the work, the maintenance work. They are done doing the covering of the place where we have the incident as well. Okay. So soon enough, there will be opening of the road. Okay. But of course, we still have residents trying to look at what's going on. So
we have lots of onlookers on ground at that particular location.
Please?
I said we have lots of onlookers on ground at the location.
Yes. So they might they might stop the movement of motorists at this point in time. So, but as we speak now, everything is under control, and they are done with the maintenance, and what is left now is flushing, which they are forming as well.
Okay, then. All right, Damilare, thank you so much for bringing that up to speed. Almost every now and then as it relates to that particular incident. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, then. So we're switching gears. Let's see how we can focus the conversation this morning on evaluating the community policing strategy in road safety. And joining me right now to shed light on this is Olusegun Ogungbemide. He's Sector Commander, FRSC Lagos, and he's connecting with us right now. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
And how are you doing?
To be here. We're fine.
Great. All right, so let's dissect this. We're talking community policing in road safety. What does it mean, really?
Community policing is still taking after the dimension of the policing of our environment in terms of security, which has been adopted worldwide in solving the menace of insecurity in various communities. And having seen the impact this particular concept has really gotten in security department, we appreciate the fact that if it's well adopted and well fine-tuned, it can also be used to tackle the problem of road safety in our own society too.
Right.
And you agree with me that even prior to this time, Federal Road Safety Corps has played major role in security architecture of this country.
Right.
I have reason to emphasize on that every crime starts and ends on the road. And our own domicile point is always the road. So we have an impact, we have a major part you play in that aspect. So having succeeded so effectively well in that area, we also analyze and realize that we can use the same concept to assist in road safety management.
Okay. So let's dissect that more, because when we talk community policing, a lot of times people want to think about the involvement of police
Yes.
as the main area. So now that we're talking about it, relating it to road safety, how is it going to be working out?
Yes, if you look at the community policing as a subset and the integral part of policing itself, you know that is in two major components.
Okay.
We're talking of community partnership,
Okay.
and problem solving. So relating this to road safety, we've come to understand the fact that road safety is not about Federal Road Safety Corps
Alone.
It's not just when you talk road safety, the first thing that comes to anybody's mind is, oh, Federal Road Safety Corps. Road safety is beyond Federal Road Safety Corps. Road safety, in line with the Nigerian road safety strategy, is all-encompassing, involving virtually everybody. That's why they say road safety business is everybody's business. So adopting the idea of the concept of community policing, we'll appreciate that community partnership and problem solving is the major content of community policing. And when you look at the active role that is required to be played by all stakeholders,
Right.
we talk of the local government, we talk of the states, we talk of the federal, we talk of the business leaders, public and private agencies, residents, religious bodies, traditional institutions, schools, hospitals. You know, every aspect of life is involved because we all have different roles to play, even individual. So when we adopt this, we feel that we'll be able to get a kind of grassrooted approach
Okay.
to road safety aspect.
So more or less, you're talking about collective participation
Exactly.
in road safety.
Exactly. That's just the idea. And the second part of it is why getting all this partnership in place? What is our focus? Problem solving.
Right.
So it's not just about going Broadway and start thinking of the problem to solve. There should be some specific problems that you tackle.
Okay.
Like we know what is happening around here. We are at the peak of preparation for the Ember months patrol activities. So it's not just about doing the routine thing, going out to solve the problem that has already been solved. What is the contemporary problems that we are having at hand?
All right. So let's look at this. Is this a new initiative from FRSC?
It's not a new initiative. It's just a re-emphasis in expanding our outreach in solving the problem at hand. That's the
Okay.
problem of road traffic crashes.
Right. So it's not new.
Yes.
All right. So how is this going to connect with the average motorist? Or let's put it to context now and situate it in Lagos. How are Lagosians going to be part of this community policing in road safety? Can you just give us instances?
We know that we've been having series of crashes, fatal crashes, not necessarily within Lagos, but en route other states of the country, that vehicles coming out of Lagos getting involved in fatal crashes outside Lagos.
Right.
And in the course of our research, well, when vehicles come out of Lagos, they get to Ondo State, they get to Giri, they get involved in crashes and fatal crashes. And we come to realize that most time the gridlock that happens within Lagos hold them back with some hours. Maybe a vehicle that is moving from Ojuelegba, leaving Lagos. It should have been a journey of about 20 minutes from Ojuelegba to get to the express before he proceeds on his journey. But because of the series of gridlocks that it meets at intersection, at times they spend more than 3 hours before they get out of Lagos. And because they have a target, they want to get to their destination before dark, in order to catch up with the lost time, they mostly get involved in speed limit violation,
okay,
which they end up getting involved in crashes, most times that are fatal. Because when you talk of fatality, speed actually play a major role in this, and that is one. And we also talk about the issue of all these falling containers that we have all around us,
right,
which is another major focus now. And where community policing really comes in as regards this aspect of the road safety is what played out last week,
okay,
where the Commissioner Dr. Baboye Oyemi had to come to Lagos to have an interface with the MPA management and Shippers Council.
all right,
Because it's just not, it's beyond us. The best we can do when we do enforcement is an achievement of 10%. What happens to the remaining 90%? The remaining 90% is it can only be gotten through partnership. That is getting the stakeholders, the major players involved in this. So we have to meet them. How come trucks that are carrying containers are not meeting up to the minimum safety standard?
all right.
So it's an re-emphasis on getting to the grassroots, getting to the source of the problem, rather than tackling the problem at its very.
All right, so how would the community come in? How would the people come in with this kind of example that you've given?
I look at the one that played out 3 weeks ago, where a container fell, I think, along Costain side of that's Korodu Road.
That's right.
Where a container climbed in the hill, rolled back, and fell. That's the container fell from the truck on about 3 vehicles like that. And I know that this vehicle must have moved on the stretch of the road for a while before getting involved in that crash. It's not possible for all the security agencies to be everywhere at the same time, but the people are everywhere.
Okay, so they can report.
If you see, you talk. If you come across any part of the road that you feel something wrong is about to happen or is happening, it's your responsibility as an individual. That is your own role as a community member to be able to reach out to Federal Road Safety Corps and say, this is happening. If you are moving within the community and you know that the driver that is conveying you from one point to the other is not conducting himself properly. We put up a concept one time where we say Operation Speak Out,
right,
our public enlightenment concept for commuters. Because our emphasis now is the ability to be able to protect those innocent commuters that don't have control over the drivers. So when you are moving from one destination to the other, we are getting to the peak where people will be traveling outside Lagos, people will be coming into Lagos. Is important for us to emphasize to members of the public that when you see something that is wrong in your vicinity, you should be free to say it.
All right, so they can call FRSC if they see this kind of a situation, any PA on the road.
That one, I can guarantee that our prompt intervention will be.
All right, let's put this with perspective and put it to test as well. For the articulated vehicles, Ogungbemide, we know that some of them wait till the late hours before they can bring out their rickety trucks. A lot of times by 7 p.m., 8 p.m., you come out to see a truck smoking everywhere, the exhaust and all of that. And we know that some of them are not even roadworthy. And they come out during this time of the day because they know that they will not find the VIS, they might not find the FRSC at those late hours. So is there anything that can be done with that? I mean, these are some of the things that are fueling these crashes that we're talking about.
The fact that our presence are not really noticed on the road at that hour does not mean we are not operating. How come we've been to crash scenes at odd hours? We operate 24 hours, but at a particular time of the day, we will draw back to the base from where we get signals and reach out again. And it continues. As long as you are on the road and you see something wrong, please say it. That's the essence of having all these toll-free numbers all over and the numbers of the sector commander.
Okay.
Reach out. Our men are on standby 24 hours to operate. And that is what has assisted us in curbing the problem of fatality as a result of crashes. Because we have 15 minutes response time, which has been reduced even to 5 minutes because of the intervention of our first responders that are distributed all over the places.
Right.
So we are always there to receive information for us to intervene at the appropriate time.
All right, then. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're evaluating the community policing strategy in road safety, and Olusegun Ogungbemide is taking us to the classroom. Let's see if we can connect with you as well. He has limited time on the program this morning. How will all of this play out? And you, as a citizen, how can you tap into this community policing strategy? You might want to ask him as well. And if you think there's some areas that still needs to be properly ironed out, so that you and I can be very, very effective in playing this community policing role, you might want to link up with us on 080-99-120-777 and 091-5387-7127. Okay, that's 091-5387-7127. All right, so if you are navigating through the airport road section, we can tell you movement from NMPC inwards Kano is gathering momentum due to influx of vehicles and activities by the roundabout. Movement towards Chivita, linking up with Lukman at Tobajon, slow due to failed portions of the road. Approaching Swimming Pool Junction is also slow. Hollandia Way to Eleganza looks good. And we can tell you movement approaching Jesus House is slow due to alternation by the junction there. Ajao Gate still looks good, aside for alternation by the various junctions. That is slow in movement. Connecting the expressway. All right, then Osala Way is good from 7 up inwards Afariogun Junction, aside for alternation delays. We can tell you movement towards Aswani Junction is also good. Proceeding to Aye is looking good, while the return journey to Aswani Junction is good as well. Movement towards Afariogun is slightly busy due to influx of vehicles and, of course, alternation by the junction as well. Connecting 7 and 8 is slow due to alternation by Joy Avenue and Awoni Elemo, affecting movement that's connecting Akpakun. Now, Akpakun inwards Nako Bridge is good, both in and out is looking good. And we can tell you heading towards Oshodi is good as well. Impediment negative even as we speak. All right, then 080-99-120-777 and 091-5378. That's 5387-7127. Okay, 091-5387-7127. All right, so for those who see things that are wrong on the road, those who have infractions that they want to report, what lines can they report to?
Yes, they are free to report to 08077690201. That's my direct line.
Okay.
And we have our units, commands distributed all over Lagos. We have about 12 units and 6 outposts where that's the closest point to where the incident is happening. I can easily reach out to them and they will get to you as soon as possible.
All right.
And that's the essence of the spread. And we also have our special marshals. These are the contents of the community policing. We have our special marshals, about more than 1,500 of them distributed all over Lagos because they were part of the community. So wherever this information is coming from, we always have somebody that we can call to intervene. And like I said earlier, we already established a national community post-crash care initiative. That is the one we call the first responders, to assist in reducing the intervention time. These people are also playing a very prominent role in this area of community policing as regards road safety management. That wherever they are, the first thing before we get there, under that 15 minutes, they're the first contact to be seen. Where there are infractions, when there are crashes, they get across there first before they call us. And these are the things we try to put in place this time around to make the difference. And we'll be having interface too with all the other agencies that are very relevant in managing situation, so that we can have a better road network for Lagos, especially this season.
All right, then. Let's see if we can take this call. Hello there, good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
Yeah. Sam, it's nice to hear from you. How are you doing this Friday morning?
I'm okay, and you?
Very good too. So let's hear from you.
Yeah, I just want to bring something to your notice on Ikorodu Road, precisely at Old Broken area. I think sometime in April, the Ministry of Works Public Works came around to fix the expansion joints inwards the Ikorodu. And we were hoping that they will fix the other side of it, which is inwards Ajegule. But up until now, it has not been fixed, and it's getting wider and wider, and it's already causing traffic on a daily basis. You understand? They need to fix those things before it causes something else. And it's even causing breakdowns, because I've seen on 2 occasions where vehicles just, their wheels got pulled off on that bridge because they ran into those joints. They become very wide. Then the second thing is that inwards Oluwanishola, the heap of sand on the main carriage, it has become something else. It's so much. They need to take away those sand from there. And those sand, when it rains, it gathers water. And because it gathers water, water is not a friend to asphalt.
Right.
It's making that asphalt to deteriorate. You understand? So they need to do those maintenance. That's just what I want to bring to your notice this morning.
All right. We'll try and see if we can connect with the Works Ministry to also attend to that. Sam, nice connecting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So we're talking about the community policing strategy in road safety as well. Have any concerns that you want to bring to the attention of the sector commander here with us in the studio? Feel free to do so on 080-99-120-777. Like I said, we have very limited time for him to be on the program this morning. And so if you might just want to ask him as it relates to this community policing strategy and how effective it's going to be. Hello there, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
All right, please turn down the volume of that radio.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is KG Esola.
Your name is?
KG Esola.
All right, KG, please turn down the volume of that radio. I can still hear myself.
Am I good to go?
Not really. The volume is still very high, so turn it down completely.
Hello.
Okay, all right, it's better now, KG.
I have a complaint.
Okay.
On Wednesday, I was arrested by road safety. He checked my paper, and my paper was complete.
Okay.
Then the next day, he said my plate number is fake. Said I should go and pay 3,000 naira. Anyway, I'm not aware, but they should just, what I expected them to do is to tell me, then I will know what to do. But they refused, they collected my key, and I paid the 3,000 instanta. It was fair. I'm not aware.
Okay, so KG, where did this happen?
Give us a warning, maybe 1 or 2 times.
Okay, so
And if you refuse to take this, then they can give you a paper.
right,
That was my complaint.
right. So KG, where was the place that it happened? Where did it
Is
happen?
it an offense? I want to know if it's an offense.
All right, so KG, can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello?
KG, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you now.
All right, so where did it happen? Where was the offense committed?
Hello?
Where did this happen?
Ikorodu, Ogungbemide side.
Odogunyo.
On Wednesday.
Okay. All right, just listen. The sector commander will respond.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we have this kind of issue. I think she said she was apprehended for faded number plate.
Yes, it's an offense to operate with a faded number plate, broken number plate, or covered number plate. And we was saying he or she ought to have been advised on what to do. It becomes discretionary. If he had said that money was collected by hand, then I will have intervened appropriately to go further to know what really transpired and for those people to be brought to book. But what they did was that she was apprehended for parading faded number plate. The essence of number plate is for identification and security.
Okay, but like you said, it's discretionary, right? So that means the FRS official could have equally let her go.
Every law has its own discretion side. That's why I cannot fault it. If you fail to use your seatbelt, the law says you should be apprehended. At the same time, the operative could as well still say, please put on your seatbelt
At that moment.
and go. So I can't fault him for taking the side of apprehending the offender. We don't have provision where we say, okay, we warned you yesterday. This is the third time of warning you. We've not gotten to that level yet. We don't have such data. So what we know is that when offense is committed and is established, we all agree that there's no ignorance in law. For you to parade faded number plate or broken number plate or cover your number plate is an offense.
But in most of the time, what's the strategy that you do met out to your officers in terms of the enforcement? What's the strategy? Is it corrective or is it punitive?
When FRSC started, we started with public education. That's enlightening members of the public on the need for them to do the needful. And we have the educative aspect of it. We have the corrective. We have the punitive. And like I said, everything is about discretion. And as I'm talking now this morning is about public education, talking to members of the public. The stage we are now, everything goes simultaneously. For those that are involved in the offenses, they have the provision to change it before the long hands of the law catches up with them.
Okay.
If you have a driver's license that is already faded, you know yourself that this thing is not right to be in your possession. You ought to have done what is right before now. You don't wait until you have an encounter with a law enforcement agency before you do what is right. But the fortunate thing about Nigerian system is that we all know what is wrong, but at times we get delayed, at times we feel nothing will happen. That's why if we say we want to go about advising and telling people on the road or giving them another chance, then we might not be able to save the situation.
Right.
That's why the role I play as a sector commander is to sensitize members of the public on all this. How many times have I spoken on driver's license? And how many people are still parading the road up to today without driver's license?
Okay.
So when you are arrested now, you say you ought to have been advised. How many times have I spoken about the use of seatbelt or using phones while driving? So when you are arrested, you still expect that they ought to tell you right there on the road.
Right.
They play their role of enforcement when they are out there, while I play the role of sensitizing members of the public on the right thing to be done.
All right, then let's begin to take this home because I know that we're really pressed for time. So you are emphasizing now that once anything happens on the road, people can connect with FRSC, they can report this.
Yes.
All right, what lines again? I don't understand. You have your toll-free lines for those who are outside Lagos?
Yes, we have the toll-free line. That's a 122, even for those within Lagos. The reason why I mentioned that of the sector commander is for prompt response, so that there won't be the communication link. Like the toll-free line now, you hit Abuja, then Abuja connects.
Okay.
But the one that is meant for the sector commander is like a direct line.
All right.
So that when it happens, you call me instantly and necessary intervention.
And what's that number again?
080-77690-201.
All right. That's 090-7769-0201. And it's nice having you in the studios. Olusegun Ogungbemide, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
All right. The Sector Commander, FRSC Lagos, and we'll be trying to evaluate the community policing strategy for road safety in Lagos. A brief break. We'll be back to wrap things up on the program.
Timeliness begins with the letter T. We strive to maintain timeliness in disseminating information to our listeners, and that is why we are reliable. Being the most reliable radio station